This time of year is always fun because the Senior Bowl is going on in Mobile, Alabama, meaning there are coaches all in the same area, so trade speculation starts to fly, and this is where some trades can get done. Well, the Packers are having some conversations without Aaron Rodgers, and one of his former teammates thinks he's coming to the Jets.
Jets, Jets!
Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, how do you see that thing right now, and where do you see that going forward?
I don't know why. I just feel my boy is going to go to the Jets.
To the Jets?
You feel like that?
And I think I want to see Jordan Love finally get, his time to just shine and show us what he's worth. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Let A-Rod go to the Jets, have fun, do his thing.
You played for Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, that's my boy. Hacky sack.
So it's funny. So you say, yeah, that's my boy. You light up. People watching the NFL might say, oh, that guy was a bomb as a head coach. He was terrible. But players seem to like him. So he's with the Jets right now. That makes a lot of sense if you're talking about Rodgers.
He's a player's coach, no matter what. I feel like he's a great offensive coordinator. May not have been his first time as a head coach, but a great offensive coordinator. So just put him in his role, let him have fun out there. But he gets the players going. Like, he makes playing for him fun. So I feel like no matter if they was losing the Broncos, I feel like they still enjoyed his presence there.
It's awesome.
Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, that was former teammate of Aaron Rodgers, Jamal Williams, the running back for the Detroit Lions, talking about where he thinks Aaron Rodgers could end up, and he thinks he's coming to New York. It makes me all sorts of happy to hear that. I love listening to former teammates, especially because Aaron Rodgers has spoken very highly of Jamal Williams and the character that he brings to the locker room. He was really upset, when they lost him to Detroit, that they were losing that piece of the locker room. He had mentioned that that's not a player that you fill with one additional player. There's more to him than meets the eye. And this is nice. I like hearing that he's coming to the Jets, first and foremost, because we're all goo-goo gaga over Aaron Rodgers right now. But then the second piece of this that I find really interesting and more comforting is the Nathaniel Hackett comments. He calls him hacky sack. And I'm like, okay, I didn't realize that players really like Nathaniel Hackett. I knew Aaron Rodgers did, but it's kind of nice to hear that he keeps practice light and that players enjoy playing for him. He calls him hacky sack. Like, that term of endearment, I feel like it's not like we called Adam Gase anything cool or there's any terms. Like, I don't know, if Saleh can have the defensive guys having fun on the defensive side of the ball and Hackett can have the offensive guys having fun on the offensive side of the ball, I think that goes a long way for players showing up and competing hard every day. I know in my own line of work, it's fun when you enjoy yourself going to work because you're going to put a little more effort into it when you're enjoying it. So to me, that makes me feel good about that side of things, whether or not you get Rodgers either way. But Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show earlier today and actually spoke on the idea, could a coach influence your decision on where you would want to go?
We all have certain coaches that have meant a lot to us over the years and have created those really special rooms to play in, special feelings on game day, made the weeks better. Obviously, Nathaniel's one of those guys. I'm not sure what the future holds for me, but those are friendships, the ones I mentioned, that are going to last longer than football, and I'm really thankful for that part of the sport and what the sport gives you in that regard.
Rodgers has been in the league a long time. He has a lot of coaches that he really holds near and dear to him. He mentions a few coaches in the longer version of that clip, but he mentions that Nathaniel Hackett and his family hold a near spot to him, but he's not going to make a decision based on a coaching decision. I'm sure it could help in a situation where things are even and you know the person on this side, but you don't know the person on that side. I think all of us could probably agree that holds some value in some capacity, but I would bet the $110 million that's guaranteed to Aaron Rodgers for these next 2 seasons is why he is, more interested in playing than maybe not, even though we haven't heard that. He said he's going to make a decision in a little while. This is the comment that Aaron Rodgers made about when a decision could be coming.
It's going to be a little bit more time for my decision. And, I feel confident that in a couple of weeks I'll feel definitely more strongly about one of the 2 decisions.
Aaron Rodgers mentions that it's going to take a few more weeks for him to really make a concrete decision on how he's feeling. So if you're telling me that seems like, hopefully right around when Derek Carr is going to have to be released, because February 15th, we got 2 weeks. That's weeks. Maybe it's going to take longer than that, depending on when Carr signs. Maybe that impacts how Rodgers sort of deals with stuff. I would imagine he's going to let us know before free agency. That's kind of where I've been going with this. I thought there was a real good shot we'd find out this week or the week after, leading up to the Super Bowl, just so he could kind of be the topic of discussion. But I mean, he's the topic of discussion anyway, so he doesn't have to make a discussion. Doesn't have to make a decision right now. The other piece of this is he makes comments that he has heard that the Packers are having conversations without him.
It sounds like there's already conversations going on that aren't involving me, which are interesting. Honestly, I've been insulated to a lot of that. Like I said, I was in Nashville, and then I'll be up here, this week playing in the tournament. So I'm not a part of those conversations right now. When I make up my mind one way or another, then you guys and Packers, not in that order, and everybody else will know at some point.
Now, to me, when I hear him talking about, they're having conversations without me, that makes sense. The conversations that the Packers are having are not necessarily, or they should not be impacted by whatever Rodgers' decision is. If he comes back and they feel strongly enough about Jordan Love, they need to go with Jordan Love. Now, I think the conversations they're having right now is, do we want to stick with Jordan Love? Do we want to pay Aaron Rodgers all that money, or do we want to try and move forward with the guy that we traded up for in the first round and take advantage of some of the cheap years remaining on his contract? He's got his 4th year this year plus his 5th year option next year. I think Rodgers, to me, might feel a little slighted, feels like he should be in these dialogues, conversations, because he wants to play GM. He wants to be the most important person in the room, and he's definitely the most important person to play quarterback for the Packers, that could be playing. He gives them the best chance to win. But there are evaluation processes that the Packers are going to have to make even outside of an Aaron Rodgers decision. So to me, this tells me the Packers are serious about possibly moving on from Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's a situation once they decide, hey, we've determined we are going to move forward with Jordan Love, or hey, we're not going to move forward with Jordan Love. Here's what we're going to do as a free agent plan. Now, what is your decision? Because Aaron Rodgers, to me, seems like he's waiting for the Packers to make a decision so that way he's not the bad guy leaving Green Bay. That's almost what it feels like. And I think it's almost this struggle of the Packers don't necessarily want to push Rodgers out because they push Rodgers out and he winds up going the Peyton Manning route, winning a Super Bowl somewhere else. They're going to look like they have egg on their face, especially if Jordan Love doesn't wind up panning out either. So there's a lot of dialogue that has to happen, a lot of conversation that has to happen. It's nice kind of hearing these little chirps and whatnot, and I'm hoping over the course of the Senior Bowl week, with all the coaches coming together and people talking, the GM seeing everything, maybe we hear some rumblings about a trade of Aaron Rodgers, and who knows, maybe by this time, I don't know. Maybe by the time the Super Bowl rolls around, we're going to know exactly where Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing in 2023. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of Jamal Williams' comments about Aaron Rodgers coming to the Jets? What do you think about his comments on the Pat McAfee show? What do you think about Nathaniel Hackett and all the comments made by Aaron Rodgers and Jamal Williams? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.